Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and welcome to another video. And this time around, we are going to talk about the Champions League round of 16 draw. It has taken place. There are 9 Argentine players still in the tournament. We're going to go through the draw. We're going to talk about the players and who could potentially make it to the quarterfinals. So in the group stages, there were over 20 Argentine players. We're down to 9. Let's get to it. And the players that are remaining are Lionel Messi, Julian Alvarez, Nicolas Otamendi, Enzo Fernandez, Christian Cuti Romero, Lucas Alario, Giovanni Simeone, Lautaro Martinez, and Joaquin Correa. And the matches are, well, they're pretty good. There's some big matches. We have PSG against Bayern Munich, Leipzig against Manchester City, Club Brugge against Benfica, Liverpool against Real Madrid, AC Milan against Tottenham Hotspur, Frankfurt against Napoli, Dortmund against Chelsea, Inter Milan against FC Porto. And we are going to specifically talk about the Argentine players left in the competition. So let's get started. And let's get started with, of course, Lionel Messi. And Messi, along with PSG, have been drawn against Bayern Munich. And if we take a look at Lionel Messi's numbers in the group stages, they were very good. They were very good. He played 5 games, got 4 goals, 4 assists, and just an incredible performance. Especially if you compare it to last season. A lot of people love to talk about last season and Messi's numbers, and we've said it throughout several videos now, for years, technically speaking, even before the video started. You cannot judge Messi just based off of numbers, but if we are strictly looking at his numbers in the competition this season, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. 4 goals, 4 assists in 5 games for Messi, and a lot of people are going to talk about redemption and revenge because of the last time Messi played Bayern Munich when he was with Barcelona a couple of years ago now. And this is a different PSG team, especially if you compare it to the Barcelona team that played Bayern, and it's a slightly different looking Bayern Munich team as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Messi and PSG. Moving on to the next team and to the next player, and it's none other than Julian Alvarez. And Alvarez, Manchester City, big favorites this time around. And they play Leipzig. And Alvarez, 6 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. A very good showing for him, especially if you consider it's his first season in Europe, first season in the Champions League, a new league, a new team, a new coach, a new culture, a new country, a new teammates, everything. Taking all of that into consideration, just a very good showing by Julian Alvarez. And he has shown so far that whether he's a starter or whether he comes off the bench for Manchester City, he can and does get the job done. And can he help Manchester City finally get that trophy that they have wanted for so long? That was Alvarez. Let's go to Nicolas Otamendi. And we have Nicolas Otamendi and Enzo Fernandez to talk about with Benfica. And they play Club Brugge. Now, let's not forget that Benfica topped their group. They finished ahead of PSG, ahead of Lionel Messi's PSG. And they play Club Brugge. And if we're looking at Nicolas Otamendi's numbers, and well, for Otamendi, obviously, no goals. He is a defender, so you don't expect him to score goals there. But 6 games for Benfica, 7 goals allowed in the 6 games. That's not a bad return, really not a bad return at all, especially when you consider the firepower that they were up against, specifically PSG. I mean, that front three of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. So a very good showing by Nicolas Otamendi, who helped, like I said, Benfica top their group. And then we have Enzo Fernandez, 5 games, 0 goals, 2 assists, but you cannot judge Enzo Fernandez just based off his numbers. Obviously, he's not a striker. He is a midfielder. And, it would be very, very unfair because he has been crucial, absolutely crucial in Benfica's qualification to the next round. He had a very good qualification round in the Champions League for Benfica when he had first joined them. But as for the group stages, very, very good display by him. An undisputed starter for the team, and in all likelihood, looks like he will make the Argentina team for the World Cup. Now, we do have two games that don't involve Argentine players, and we're going to mention them really quickly. One of them is, well, it's a repeat of last season's final, so Liverpool against Real Madrid, and then the other one is Borussia Dortmund against Chelsea. The next Argentine we're going to take a look at is another defender, and it's Christian Cuti Romero, and Tottenham Hotspur play AC Milan, a very rejuvenated Milan team. And as for Romero, he played 5 games and allowed 5 goals. So again, not a bad return. And Tottenham Hotspur in the round of 16, maybe not one of the favorites, but who knows? On their day, they can certainly play very, very well and surprise a couple of people. So Romero, the next Argentine on the list there, and if he could have a good showing against an AC Milan team that he used to play against in Serie A when he was with Atalanta, that could only just make his name even bigger. And Tottenham just have a gem in Romero. Moving on, and we have the next player, and it's not a defender. This one is a striker, and it's Lucas Alario. And Lucas Alario, not great numbers for Frankfurt, especially when you consider he's not really starting either, actually. So that doesn't help. Not much of a starter. He has played 2 games for Frankfurt and 0 goals, 0 assists, and they are up against Giovanni Simeone, Napoli team, and that's going to be some draw. This is the only draw in the round of 16 that literally has one Argentine up against the other. And as for Simeone, a great start to this season, very much so, especially when you consider the Champions League. And if we take a look at his numbers, 5 games, 4 goals, 0 assists. Forget the assists part. 4 goals in 5 games, and this is a Napoli team, and he scored against Liverpool. And this is a Napoli team that is just flying, absolutely flying in the Champions League. And there's a lot of things can happen between now and the round of 16, but you would not bet against Napoli progressing to the next round, progressing to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Moving on, we have the last 2 players, the last 2 Argentines, and they play with Inter, and Inter play against FC Porto. And beginning with, let's start off with Lautaro Martinez. And Lautaro Martinez, absolutely, he had played well without necessarily always scoring. He would make the runs and at times get unlucky. So he would finish with 1 goal and 2 assists in 6 games in the Champions League. Still, we know what Lautaro Martinez means to Inter. We know what Lautaro Martinez means to Argentina. You can never count him out. On his day, I'm going to go on record and say on his day, as clinical of a striker as you're going to see in world football right now. His first touch finishing, world class. Now, the last player, last but not least, and this is another one, and another player part of the Argentina national team, and it's none other than Joaquin Correa, Tucu Correa. 5 games, 0 goals, 2 assists. Still, not a bad showing from him. A lot of times came on as a substitute for Inter. More of a center forward, right? We've spoken about him in the past. Not necessarily that out-and-out striker like a Lautaro Martinez. So those are the 9 players that remain, the 9 Argentine players that remain. Is there a team or is there a specific match that you are looking forward to? I'll be honest, there are a couple of matches here. The big one being PSG against Bayern Munich because of the Lionel Messi factor. Strictly from an Argentine point of view, I want to see Lautaro Martinez. I want to see him, really have that absolute breakout game in the Champions League. I know he did very well for Inter against Barcelona. I watched the match, man of the match for me in that game at the Camp Nou. But I want him to have that standout match in the knockout stages, and I think Inter against Porto, that will be the game for him, where he really tells the world, at least at club level, hey, I'm here, because he has shown it at national team level that he has more than what it takes to perform, and he's shown it several times as well for Inter. But I'm still waiting for that big European game from him. So let me know down below in the comments, what game are you looking forward to? What player are you looking forward to? And what are your predictions for the next round? Who wins, who doesn't? We're going to do a separate video in a couple of months' time when everything is done and the round of 16 is about to get started. We're going to do another preview video going in depth in terms of the player form and how everything is going to look like at that time. So let me know in the comments down below what game you're looking forward to, what player, and what are your predictions. And then we'll circle back to that in a couple of months' time. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as a new video drops. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and thank you for watching.